Hello, everybody, and welcome to video one, Daring to Dream a Life You Love. Welcome to the first video in a four-part video series, DreamBuilder Secrets, How to Live a Life You Love. I'm your presenter and your teacher for the series, Tasneem Farhanur, and it's my absolute pleasure to join you. Thank you for joining me. So this is what you may expect to learn today in this video. Number one, learn the key dream building principle that all successful people use. Number two, gain a fresh perspective and higher awareness on who you are, your dream, and your environment. And number three, begin creating your dream, an actual blueprint of your dream to get more clear on the direction to take, right? In this video, I'm laying the foundation and starting the dream building process. And in the following three videos, I will show you how to start living your dream life, right? By actually helping you take action on the steps and even in the presence of obstacles and conditions and fear. So, no worries, you have nothing to worry about. I'm going to take you through it all, and it's going to be a fun ride. I know I'm always ready and willing to take my life to the next level and enjoy it even more, and and just live it even better. So I'm happy that you're joining me in this process, in this journey, and looking at life through my eyes. Thank you. Awesome. So I want to share with you a few logistics as well before we move forward. Very simply put, I want this to be a two-way street. I want you to engage with me as I'm engaging with you, right? And really, the real benefit of you engaging with me is the benefit is for you. It's for yourself, right? When you that's the best way for you to get the most out of these videos. If you just watch all of them, take notes, soak it in, but don't put anything out there, don't reflect or express your thoughts, you know, you're only going to go so far. But as soon as you put your thoughts in and bring them out of your mouth or write them out on paper, on the computer, it's going to take a new form. And I want this you to experience it. I want you to experience expressing yourself and turning your thoughts into things, right? So these are the following three ways you can engage with me throughout the video series in between as well. Number one, there is a comment box below. So please write in any comments, any thoughts, any questions that come up for you. I'm here to answer them. If for whatever reason the public format is not your thing, you can always email me. You can even call me. My contact information is available and on my website, which is tasneemnoor.com. You can reach my website by clicking on the logo above, Soulful Transformation, or by just clicking on the link below that will take you to my homepage, right? So those are two ways, and those are the two typical ways. But I could not resist to offer you a third way. And this is actually a very limited and highly valuable offer. And that is for you to sign up for a strategy session with me by clicking on the link, the button below this video, right? It's an hour of my time focusing on your dream, being of service to you, helping you design your dream, and also identifying the first step you can take to close the gap between the life you're living right now and where you want to be. Right? So this is extremely valuable. It's my personal time and energy and insight that you will have access to. And I'm doing this simply because I want to be of service to you. I want to support you, and I'm fully committed to your success. So take me up on this offer. Don't even think about what will happen or what will you say or how to prepare. No, don't worry about it, anything at all. Just click on the strategy link below and just find out. I'll take you through it. It'll be lots of fun. Awesome. So, starting the engagement process right away, I want you to write down what is the one thing you would like to gain from this video, right? Write in the comments below. Or you can also answer what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of living a life you love, right? What is the thing that comes to mind? So take a moment and write those responses below. So let me also take a moment to introduce myself better to you, right? I said I'm the presenter and the teacher, but you know nothing else. So let me take a moment to do that. I can tell you about my professional background, my educational credentials. I have my master's in higher education and student affairs from UCLA. I've been working within the student affairs arena for the past 7+ years, and doing different things like leadership development, diversity trainings, event planning, advising, counseling, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. Um, but I think today I really want to focus my introduction to you and go a little bit deeper in my story so you have a better idea of where I'm coming from and what I have to offer you through my own experiences, right? So, the way I would love to introduce myself to you is by telling you that I am a dream builder. I'm a dream builder committed to living with courageous faith. That's who I am. So I'll take you back about 2 years into my life when life was good, right? Life was good. It was comfortable. I was happy. I was working at Cal State Los Angeles at the time. My students were amazing. My staff was inspiring and engaging. I just loved everything about Cal State LA and my experience there. And yet, something felt missing to me. Something was just not right, right? Like it felt like there was a gap. And at first, I didn't pay too much attention to it. Life was so good. What right do I have to complain, right? I'm not a complainer. So I just kind of pushed it aside. I took on more projects at work to challenge me to be more engaged, outside of my daily work. I started hanging out with my friends again more. I even planned vacations to amazing places like Hawaii and New York. So it was a lot of fun stuff that I did to keep myself busy. Um, but that voice that said something was missing, it didn't go away. And in fact, it got louder to the point where I couldn't ignore it anymore, right? So I had to dig deeper and find what was wrong and what I could do to fix it. So I did. I found in all this reflection, I found the best way for me to be of service and to have the greatest impact um, in um, in my life, right? And that's a strong value of mine. I always saw my career as an outlet of making a difference to in this world. That's just who I am. That's important to me. It's a value of mine. And so this is what I found during my reflection is that up until that point, what I had thought to be my greatest strength was actually my greatest passion. So up until that point, I thought my biggest strength was my faith. And when I talk about faith over here, I don't mean it in the context of, my religious identity, which is an important part of me. But in this regard, I'm really talking about faith as that inner confidence, with which I related to myself. with which I related to others, with which I related to the world and to the Creator. That's really what I mean by faith, is that personal connection that I felt, that deep down belief that I had, and how that belief was my anchor and helped me to grow, to be more positive, to keep going, to keep, not let the obstacles or anything hold me back. And I realized that at that point, that that wasn't just my biggest strength, it was also my biggest passion. See, shifting the perspective lens on it this way, what it did is that now my faith, or my understanding of faith, um, and what I did to deepen my faith, wasn't just a practice for myself anymore. Now it was something for me to share, something for me to express, right? That's what your passion is. Your passion is something you want to engage with full on. It's something you share. Some people are passionate about music, some are passionate about money, some are passionate about love, right? My passion was to teach people the power of faith, how to build their faith, how to use this faith to be successful at everything that they wanted, to find their greatest potential. That was my passion. Once I found that, um, I started building my dream more, right? I started tapping into more resources, got more trainings, invested more time in learning more about this toolkit so I could express it and I could teach it better. And my dream also included creating collaborative and more harmonious communities by facilitating dialogue and creating spaces for interfaith dialogue more specifically, right? Because there's so many just misunderstandings and stereotypes and violence that's happening in the name of religion and faith, that I want to create a space to discuss it. So that's my dream. And once I tapped into that dream and identified what my dream was, now I realized I had a decision to make, right? And it was a tough one. For me, what that meant in that moment of time was that to live my dream, I would need to leave my job. A job that I was highly comfortable in, that was meeting all my needs, that I loved and enjoyed. And all these doubts and fears and inadequacies, right? Of not having enough, not being enough, all of it started creeping in. And it was tough, I can tell you. I battled with it for months. And I was really uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with even the idea of entertaining, of leaving my job, which was so familiar, which gave me so much security. And I needed courageous faith. I needed courageous faith that, I needed to tap into my faith again, that inner confidence, so that I would have the courage to do what I could just feel and I just knew in the deepest end of my being was the right thing for me to do. And this is something that helped me to make that switch. It's this understanding that good is the enemy of greatness, right? Life was good for me. But if I wanted something more, if I wanted to get rid of that emptiness, that voice that was telling me there is more, you can do more, you can be more, you can serve better, then I had to embrace greatness. And that meant leaving good behind, right? So I chose greatness. I continue to dream bigger. It's still scary. Yes, it is. I'm still growing. But with the Dream Builder technology and with this courageous faith, it is easier. I have a solid foundation now on which I can build my dreams and my journey. And that is exactly what I want to offer you. I want to offer you the key principles and practices so you build a solid foundation for yourself and you start building your dreams and living a life you love, right? Does that sound good? Are you in? Yay, high five, you're in. So let's get going. Let's dig deeper. Now let's switch the gears from me to you. I want to know who you are, right? So I'm going to actually have you do a quick survey, and you just have to answer yes or no. It's very simple. And the question is, does this sound like you? If it sounds like you say yes. If it doesn't, you say no. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is tap myself out and share a document with you. So you'll see that document for a while. And that way you can read the questions with me. Cool? Yay, awesome. You see it. So this is a dream builder survey. It's to see if you are a dream builder or not. And again, you just have to answer these questions yes or no. Does this sound like you? So number one, do you have an idea or a wish that no matter how busy you get or how hard you try, it just does not go away? Yes or no, right? Do you have, number two, do you have the commitment to be and do all that is it takes to manifest that vision, your wish, into reality? Do you have that commitment? Yes or no? Okay. Number three, do you have courageous faith? Meaning, do you act with inner confidence and passion? Yes or no? Number four, are you willing to be uncomfortable for the sake of growth when needed? Yes or no? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Number five, do you want to make a bigger difference or contribution? It could be anywhere, to your family, to your neighborhood, to your community, to the world, to the universe. Do you want to make a bigger difference or contribution? Yes or no? Are you creative and passionate about living life to the fullest so it is fun and expansive? Yes or no? Living life to the fullest. Woohoo, fun. So, number seven, are you willing to think outside the box? Yes or no? Number eight, are you curious and willing to explore possibilities? Yes or no? Number nine, are you tired of your current life and ready for change? Yes or no? Number 10, do you feel you are living the same day again and again, daily routine, in and out, and are ready to live a new day every day? Yes or no? Okay. So those were the 10 questions. I hope you noted down your answers if they were yes or no. Um, yeah? Okay. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is see what it all means, right? So if you answered yes to all the 10 questions, congratulations, you are a born dream builder. Yes, you indeed. um, you are perhaps already living a life you love, but you know that as a dream builder, life is ever expanding. There is always the next stage of living a life you love, and you're constantly growing and seeking that experience, right? If you answered yes to six or more questions, then you, congratulations, are a strong dream builder. you're building your skill set to manifest your dream. So there is some work to be done, but you're a dream builder at heart, right? So congratulations. If you answered yes to 3 or more of the questions, then you are a dream. Congratulations to you too. You are a dream builder searching for clarity on your own dream and build a skill set, right? Um, it's okay. Wherever you are in your journey, it's okay. If you answered yes to 2 or less of the questions, then you are an undiscovered dream builder. Congratulations, you're being discovered, right? If you find yourself in that category, ask yourself, would you love to be someone who? And then you want to go through the same questions again. You can watch the recording of this video so you can go back and see the questions, or feel free to email me and I'll be more than happy to share them with you, right? But take a moment, reflect on it, and just ask yourself, would you love to be someone who is thinking outside of the box, who is, living a life that is fun and expansive, who has courageous faith, so on and so forth. Ask those questions. If you're a maybe or if you're a no, I would get curious with it, right? It's not about being right or wrong, good or bad, less or more. It's just about being curious to see, to understand yourself better. So, if anything, this survey, this quick tool, was a way for you to understand you, right? So, congratulations wherever you are. I want to know which dream builder you are. So, post it in the comments below. Write down your questions, sign up for a strategy session if you're looking for greater clarity, and let's get going. Cool? Yay. So, regardless of where you are in your dream building journey, I want to share with you a story right now. This story will reflect the importance of connecting with your inner guide, right? Different people call it different things. Some people call it my heart, instinct, spirit, higher knowing, whatever you want to call it, wisdom, right? So, this is a story to help you um, understand the importance of it. So, it's actually based in India, the story, and it's about elephants. Elephants in India are used for, various labor and jobs and things like that. And it's really interesting, though, how the elephants are trained. So when the person, the trainer, the farmer gets a baby elephant, what he does is he takes a strong rope, ties it around the leg of the elephant. It's kind of long and it's big, but he puts a strong stake in the ground, right? So the elephant can only move so far as the rope allows him to. Not knowing his boundaries, the elephant, the baby elephant, tugs and pulls, tries to go further, but the rope at that point is stronger than him, right? And so eventually he gives in and he's happy, he's contained with being within the parameters of the rope. As the elephant grows older, bigger, surprisingly enough, interestingly enough, right? The farmers don't increase the size of the rope to give more leeway to the elephants. Instead, they make the rope smaller or shorter, right? So now, if the elephant was used to going that far, it can only go this far, right? So again, the elephant tugs and pulls and tugs and pulls and tries to get away and go further. He's used to it, um, but it doesn't work, right? The rope is really well stuck, like staked in the ground, and the elephant eventually gives up. By the time the elephant is at its mature stage, right? Its mature age, it's strong, it's there. Now the farmer, all he has to do is get a river reed from a nearby stream. So a river reed is not as strong as a regular rope, right? And ties it around the elephant. And with just a slight tug, the elephant moves in the direction of the river reed. Isn't that interesting? So at this point, the elephant is much stronger. The elephant has a lot of power. The river reed is nothing, but um, the elephant still follows the command of the river reed. So it's interesting. So what can we take away from the story is that even though elephant is larger and stronger and the rope is smaller and weaker, the rope is still the one that has the power because it's perceived to be stronger, right? So, and why is this the case? This is because over time, the elephant developed a pattern of beliefs. The beliefs were that the rope is stronger than me. Give in to the rope. There's no use struggling. There's no use tugging, right? And we call this river reed thinking. And I would suggest to you that you and we all have some element of river reed thinking. So to give you put it in more tangible terms, recall a time when you pulled and you tugged, but it did not work out. The situation did not work out in your favor. Perhaps you tried again and it still didn't work out, right? Maybe recall a time when someone told you, "This is crazy. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You can't do this. This is not the right time." And you listened and you didn't try, right? Perhaps you can recall a time when you had a strong instinct to do something, to go somewhere, to say something, but you did not listen because that situation seemed more powerful to you than your ability to follow your instincts, right? So, as you recall any or all of those experiences, what conclusions have you made about yourself or about life because of these past experiences? That's a really important question that I want you to reflect on. So if you need to, pause the video and reflect on this question. What conclusions have you made about your past, about yourself, because of those experiences? Okay. So, what I'm here to tell you is that what is within us is greater than our history, than our conditions. Just as the elephant is stronger than the river reed, we are stronger than our history and our conditions. What would you do if you thought it really was possible? If you thought you believed even for a little bit that what I'm saying is true, and you believe that what is greater, that whatever is within you is greater than your history or current circumstances, right? You see, a dream builder does not ignore his or her history. They don't avoid it or run away from it. In fact, all I'm asking you to say or to consider is what is possible in spite of those things. What is possible in the presence of it, right? That is where your power lies and the impact is. So a dream builder is always asking, what else is possible? What would I love? What else could be true, right? And most importantly, what is important enough for me to keep tugging for, right? What dream of mine is worth fighting for, growing for, embracing discomfort for, leaping for? What is worth it? So it all lies in your willingness to engage with today, right? Like there's that saying, yesterday is in the past, today is a present. Today indeed is a present, right? Because you get to shape it, you get to decide what you want to do with it. So this is where the courageous faith and the dream building comes in handy, because once you have a dream that you really care about, that is worth it, then you need the skills of a dream builder to act on it, right? So what is the main dream building principle of success that I promised to share with you? Here it is. Are you ready? Because I am. I'm going right into it, deep into it. So take out your notepad and and be ready. So let me use the analogy of computers to make the point and share this dream building principle. If you go on the desktop, right, on your computer, on your laptop, you see certain items on the desktop. There are folders, there are applications, there are programs, and whichever one you open, that particular one, by opening it, by clicking on it, you access a whole slew of possibilities, right? Every click opens something else and creates a different ripple effect. So that is an analogy for what's happening in us in our conscious mind, right? Our conscious mind is easily able to recall and access what is going on. That is where our memory is, that is where our attention is. Yet, what is it that enables our conscious mind to act, right? So, going back to the computer analogy, the programming behind it is actually the one that's operating and determining everything that we're doing, right? It was some software engineer who said, okay, when you click here, and he programmed it in such a way that that result would be created, right? So in reality then, even though it seems like our click is making that possibility emerge and Microsoft Word come up and the internet start working and all that type of stuff, it's really the patterns or the coding, the programming, right, that is enabling us to have the experience we're having. So back to us, the analogy, our unconscious mind is the one that is really controlling our results, controlling our thinking and our awareness of possibilities, not our conscious mind. Our conscious mind can bring about the pros and cons list, but even that is enabled by the unconscious mind. So the key dream building principle of success then is to live life with a vision based thinking or operating system versus condition based operating system or thinking, right? So let me explain what that means, because I have a feeling you've probably heard of it the first time. So when I was in college, just in undergrad actually, I first learned the concept of internal locus of control and versus an external locus of control. It made sense to me at that time, but I didn't really understand its full relevance or its impact until I put on my dream builder hat, right? And I got more of this knowledge and awareness and training. And then when the time came to act on it, I needed the courageous faith to to keep moving forward, right? In the presence of those history and those patterns of thoughts and things like that. So, in order to live a life you love, to really make changes that last, we have to change our operating system, our thinking pattern, right? the way we think about life, the way we think about ourselves, the way we think about others, and the way we relate to our dreams, everything, that pattern has to be changed. So let me break it down for you because this is really, really important. As I said, this is the key dream building principle, and I want to make sure that it's crystal clear for you. So I'm actually going to bring up another document for you so we can review it together. And all right, perfect. And that way it's easier for you to follow. Okay. All right, here we go. Great. So you can see it. Okay, so this is what condition-based thinking is versus vision-based thinking, right? So external locus of control is a form of is in the presence of what happens um, when you have external locus of control. So with that, you're really just at the surface level, right? It's just what's on your visible mind. It's things that you can see outside. You look outside for permission and approval. You look at the economy to decide if it's a good time to invest or not. You look at what degrees you have or need before you decide what career is suited for you. You look at how much money you have in the bank account to decide whether to go on the vacation this year or next year, right? You think a lot about what people have to say, and you look for validation from them, right? So an example over here is when I was in college, I knew I wanted to work with students. And so I started looking into, okay, what major should I have to work with students? Okay, what career can I have? And, there was a time earlier years in my college, all I knew were two or three options. I knew I could be a teacher, a professor, or I could be an administrator, right? Someone behind closed doors making the decisions, all of the hotshot people, or I could be an academic counselor. And out of all those three, that level of awareness, right? The only option that really appealed to me was being an academic counselor. So everything I did, my degree, my activities, all my choices were now being defined by by that by that level of awareness. And I constantly went to my counselors asking them, what major would you recommend for me? Right? I didn't think about what would I be interested in, what I would enjoy. I was just like, what is most appropriate? Tell me, tell me, tell me. And by the way, I'm not here to say that, you should not look at these criterias or this information. This information is important. But when you're only looking outside of yourself, when you're only looking at this information as a basis for your decisions, that is when it gets troublesome. That is when it can start limiting your success, right? Because the truth is that going back to the vision base, the internal locus of control, you have so much wisdom inside of you. You have all the solutions and the answers you could ever need right there inside of you. We just don't know how to tap into it, right? So when you learn to look inside, you connect more with the guidance that is there, right? And you're able to make far better decisions and choices that work for you, that are right for you, not right, period, right? Just right for you. So when I started looking into my vision versus what I thought I was able to create, what I thought I was capable of, the opportunity of life coach and a speaker came up. And it was pushing me to look beyond because that was scary to me, right? It was something I had to embrace. But that option came up for me, came into my awareness only after I was able to develop an internal locus of control. I engaged with possibilities, and I looked inside for my calling and guidance, right? So, by the way, we are the only species that can change our environment, internal and external. So that's powerful. So so that is just to show that what is within us is really powerful and we just need to access it more. Great. So the other element of condition-based thinking is river reed thinking, right? So I shared that with you already via the story of the elephant. And the type of thinking it can come across is, where you have a relationship with limitation and scarcity, meaning you always feel like you don't have enough to do X, right? You need X in order to get Y. It's always this or that, right? You have to choose. You can't have it all. It's limited. And there's a higher value on probability. Am I likely to get this? Am I likely to be successful going down this path? Am I likely to make it, the amount of money I want to make going in this profession? Those are the type of things that come up when you engage in river reed thinking. And that is looking at the limitations that we have as human beings, right? So, for example, um, years ago, there was the current thinking of that time was that humans are meant to walk and birds are meant to fly. Humans cannot fly. Here come the Wright brothers, right, who created the first aircraft, and they changed that paradigm and they showed how it is possible for humans to fly, right? So they were looking at their time was the river thinking of their time was humans can only walk, they cannot fly, right? The dream builder thinking, on the other hand, is looking at ourselves as spiritual beings having a human experience, right? Where we have access to infinite possibilities, and I get to choose what I want to do with those possibilities, who I can be today and tomorrow, right? You discover your potential and you get to know it. You value possibilities a lot more than probabilities. If the Wright brothers did not value the possibility or believe in the possibility of their dream that yes, we can find a way to fly, we may or may not have an airplanes today, right? So I don't want to take time to go over this example, but I really, really encourage you to look up Diana Niad. She has two amazingly powerful um, TED Talks online, and they are amazing. She is at the age of 60 is the first time she tried swimming from Florida, from Cuba to Florida without a shark cage. And she had to try 4 times before she finally made it. The first TED Talk of hers is right after her third attempt and she failed. And for the second TED Talk is after her fourth attempt when she actually, you know, was successful. And so to be able to listen to her experience and her learnings from both those times is really powerful. And I invite you to listen to it so that you have a better idea of what I'm talking about when I say valuing possibility, discovering your potential, and operating as spiritual beings. Cool? So, the other one um, of condition-based thinking is that you react to situation. Life is always happening to me, right? You always feel like you have to conform. You requires you to push, like you have to be pushed by someone to move forward, right? You need something outside of you to actually be successful. There is a strong need for guarantees here. and you're more interested in the application. And there is this mindset of enoughness, and I just need enough money to be able to do this. I just need this to be able to do this, right? So, and a quick example would be, once I have more money, then I will plan my vacation, right? It's reacting to your bank account. Um, Coming on this side, right? As when you are living from, operating from a vision based thinking system, life is happening through you. You become a vehicle for experiences. And you just approach life with this curiosity. You're self motivated. You don't, and pull yourself to go take the next step, right? You have a strong need for clarity of direction. You're innovative and creative, right? And your mindset is of values and wants. Do you see the difference between enoughness and needs versus values and wants, right? So if you're using the same example as a vacation, now you're not saying, well, once one day when I have enough money, I will plan my vacation. Now instead, you're saying, I wonder, I'm curious, what can I do now to go on my dream vacation? What possibilities am I not seeing? What is a possible way for me to do it, right? So you engage with life in that way, and all those answers start to come up for you. Finally, if you're condition based thinking, right, then you're living life by default. You're asking for permission, you give your part. This is again river rethinking, right? And you fear dreaming because you don't want to get disappointed. But as a vision based thinker, as a dream builder, you are living with courageous faith, right? You start with what you have, with where you are, and with every step, more is revealed to you. You focus on the present and treat it like a gift, treat it like a present. You focus on what is within your control, and you are inspired and motivated by your dream. You're not afraid of it, right? So these are just some, so I hope this table is helps you clarify the difference between condition based thinking and vision based thinking, because it's so critical. I cannot tell you how much it impacts your success and your experience of life. It's all about how you relate, right? And how you think. So I hope that table made it more clear for you. And again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, you can email me, put them below, sign up for a strategy session, and I'd be more than happy to go deeper into it. So with that, like I can't help but think of Martin Luther King. When I think of a vision based, someone who operated with a vision, right? He has a famous dream speech called "I Have a Dream." Why did he say that? I have a dream. Why did he start off with that? Right? His famous speech in front of tens and thousands of people. It's because that dream is what gave him the strength to move forward, right? It's that dream that he enrolled others in so that they could see what he was imagining, right? If I can't see what you're imagining, chances are I will doubt you, I will not believe in you, I will not support you. He Martin Luther King knew all the changes. He wasn't oblivious to them. He couldn't have been, right? They were just that darn strong. There were multiple people telling him every day, you can't do this. This will not happen. You know, there were people who thought it was impossible. Many people who opposed him took strict, aggressive, violent action against him to convince him it was impossible. And yet, he had a dream. He believed in that dream. He had the vision-based thinking operating system. And in the absence of knowing how, even in the absence of knowing how, he focused on what he could do with what he did have, with where he was, right? And it all started with a dream, and then it went further with that next step that he took. So, can you think of any dream builders you personally know? Right? I want to hear from you. So, that's another question I'm sharing with you so that you can um, engage. Awesome. So today, as we're starting to wrap up this video, today is really all about, I mean, I cannot leave you without having you start this process of dreaming, right? So you dream up a life you love. And this today is an invitation to you to dream your dream, whether you, I don't know where you are in your journey. Maybe you have a dream and you know what it is, and you've always known what it is. Or maybe you have lots of dreams, and that's a trouble thing for you because you don't even know where to begin, right? Or maybe you have no dreams and you just don't know, even you're blank. This is the first time you're thinking of having a dream. Regardless of where you are, join me today. Accept my invitation to dream up a life you like. I love life you love. Sorry. Be a co-creator of life with me, and put on the hat of curiosity and wonder as you explore and design a life you would love living. Right? Today, break free. For this, the remaining of this video, break free of your river reed thinking long enough to dream up a life you would absolutely love. Okay, don't hold anything back. Let your inner guide come out and speak through you. Okay, dream your dream, no one else's dream. Let other people dream theirs. You dream yours. Pay attention to your longings and discontents. Those are the best wavelengths to inform you of your dream. Okay, so are you ready? Are you willing? Let's do it. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. Make sure you have something to write on or and to write with. It could be your laptop, it could be a notepad, but make sure you have something with you. Sit comfortably. Put away any cell phones or distractions. Close down any windows you might have up on your laptop. And take a deep breath and close your eyes. Okay? It's okay to make a sound when you let out your breath. You want to breathe in through your nose and out from your mouth. Take another deep breath and feel yourself getting centered, focusing on your breathing. Take 2 more deep breaths. Now, imagine. Imagine that on your lap is a book. This book is open with pages on both sides. On the left side of the book are lots of pages, and on right side of the book there are also lots of pages. The only difference is that on the left side of the book, all the pages are written on, and on the right side of the book, all the pages are blank. Every single page represents one of the days of your life. So the left side of the book represents all the days of your life you have lived thus far. The pages on the right represent all the many days to come, right? Take another deep breath. You have full permission, full authority to create a life you love living from this moment on. You have the power. Take a moment to decide, what do you want to do with this authority? This is your moment. I'm inviting you to design your life for the duration of this exercise as the authors of your own life. You're choosing to use your powers to create a life you would love living. You're choosing to take advantage of this opportunity to imagine, to dream, to explore, to experiment, to design a life you love. With another deep breath, become curious with what is seeking to emerge from you, from within you. There's no right, no wrong. It's simply, what would I love? What would you love? What would you love in the area of your health? What is an image of you looking healthy and beautiful slash handsome? What is your image of health for yourself? Let it become clearer and clearer for you as you think about your hair, your skin, your body. How do you feel in your body? What activities are you engaging in? What are you eating? What is your weight? Ideal weight you would love to have? What about your emotional health? How are you feeling about yourself? What would you love? Imagine with as much detail as possible and see an image of yourself healthy and loving it. Let this image become clearer and be impressed in your mind. As you see your healthy self, who are you with? Who would you love to have in your life and to share your life with, to spend time with? What would you love? What would you love to experience in your relationships? Is there perhaps a longing to deepen an existing relationship? Or perhaps you're looking to create a new relationship. What would that relationship be like? A deep, nourishing relationship. What would that look like for you? Who are you most happy spending time with in this dream life? What would you love in the area of relationships? What image comes to mind when you imagine yourself being and having wonderful relationships? As you take another deep breath to deepen the imprint of the images forming in your mind, imagine. Imagine you have financial freedom. What would you love in terms of the flow of money in your life? What is the healthy, happy you spending your money on? What would you love to have and experience with money? Perhaps you would go on a trip? Where? Be as specific as possible. Perhaps you would help your family more, contribute more. How much? In what ways? Perhaps you always wanted the home, the dream home, and now it's yours. You're living in it. What does it look like? What does it feel like to actually be living in it? Perhaps you would love to give more generously, charity to your community. What would you love? Just simply, what would you love? What image comes to mind when you imagine yourself living with financial freedom? What kind of work would you love to do in the world? What would you love to express? What are you passionate about? How do you see yourself expressing your gifts and your passions, your talents? What would you love to do and express if there were no limits? None at all. Everything is possible. What would you love spending your time on? What image comes to your mind when you imagine yourself doing what you would love every day as a career? Then another deep breath. Feel yourself, really feel it. What does it feel like to be living a life you love? What are you most grateful for having and doing in this life? What is an image of you feeling immense gratitude and joy? Can you see yourself feeling really, really grateful and really happy for living a life you love? What does that you look like? Take another deep breath and take in all the images and experiences you have witnessed thus far. Recollect them. Let them stay in your mind. And when you feel you have some strong images of the life you have envisioned and designed for your life, open your eyes. And without delay, take the next couple of minutes to write down your dream. All the details that came to you. Draw out any images that stand out to you. Trust that you remember all that you need to remember for now, but make note of it so it does not leave you. Okay? I know I went really fast, so again, you can play back this video to listen to the questions again, do a deeper reflection. This is so important. You cannot go anywhere without having this blueprint, without having this dream. And I don't want to distract you from doing the important work of recording your dream. So I'm just going to leave you with these couple of quick notes, right? Number one, um, look out in the email when you registered for this video. You got an email. In there, you have a document called Nurture Your Dream. Once you have written out your dream, I want you to click on that document and review it. It's really important. It will outline for you important considerations and things for you to do so that you can take this to the next level and you can continue to relate to your dream as a dream builder. Okay? So it's really important that you treat your dream with respect, with a lot of care because it's fragile right now. And that email, that document outlines for you, helps you how to do it. For now, just trust me. Take my word for it. When I tell you that if you have dreamed it, you can live it. I'll take you and I'll show you why and how I can say that with so much confidence and why I believe in it. But for now, just believe me. If you have dreamed it, you can live it. It's possible. And I'm here to support you to make it happen. Sign up for a strategy session, especially if a lot came up for you or if nothing came up for you. It can be either way. I can help you to get more clear on your dream. So let me help you help yourself by letting me help you. Sign up for a strategy session, and I can help you, right? So again, write down your dream, nurture your dream. Also, at the bottom of this link, I've shared with you a free dream builder tool. Test your dream. You want to use that tool as well after you have documented your dream. Okay? So take care, stay amazing. I'll stay dreaming. Take care of your dream, and I'll see you in video 2, how to turn your obstacles into opportunities. Thank you. Take care. Bye.